Hey everyone, we're going to be doing another water bottle review. This time we're going to be looking at the LARQ PureVis 2. Let's get into it. If this is the first time to the channel, then welcome. My name is Jess and I make videos and content about sneakers and lifestyle products just like this one today. So if you're interested in that, then please consider hitting the subscribe button right down below. Thank you for those who are returning for another episode. I really appreciate your support. With the intro out of the way, I wanted to review this very expensive water bottle that I purchased actually off Kickstarter. So this is a company named LARQ. They are already well known for their water bottles that does purification with your water inside and cleans the bottle. So they're a very well-known company. They were actually on Shark Tank, I believe, and they got a whole bunch of investors from that show. And then they did a Kickstarter for this bottle right here. So I wanted to do a video to do pros and cons and to let you know ultimately if your hard-earned money is worth purchasing this bottle right here. This bottle here has three main features, and the first feature is that it purifies your water. The second feature is that you can track the amount of water that you are drinking. And the third feature is that it is a self-cleaning bottle. So you don't have to worry about that weird smell in your water if you don't clean your bottle for a while. So those are the three main things that this company is trying to achieve. So let's talk about the first one, which is purification. So there is a two-stage filtration and purification, and this helps with creating better tasting water according to LARQ. And it eliminates about 99.999% of biocontaminants, and this includes things like E. coli and salmonella, which is really interesting. It also has nano zero filtration, which LARQ says improves the taste of your water and also removes chlorine, which is really awesome. So the second thing that LARQ wants to achieve with this bottle is the tracking. So you can actually track how much you're drinking. There is an app associated with this bottle here, and you can see when you're drinking, how much you're drinking at one time, and then you have a water goal that you set yourself that you want to achieve on drinking throughout the day, and it will show you your progress when you open the app, which I thought was really cool. There is a light on the outside of this cap here that lights up. And usually when that lights up, it just means that you should take a drink of water so that you can hit your water goals. You can also set it so that the app just tells you to drink the water. I just prefer the light. It's just a lot easier for me. I just don't want those notifications on my phone, but that has been super helpful for me and was a big reason why I actually purchased this water bottle. Need to drink more water, as we all do. So the last thing that LARQ wanted to achieve with this bottle is the self-cleaning feature, and I think this is like their main feature. This is obviously purifying the water, but also this button right at the top here, if you press it, it will actually activate a self-cleaning mode. And this mode actually activates every 2 hours on its own, but you can actually just press that button and it will self-clean the bottle. They claim that you can keep this bottle clean for 1 to 2 weeks before you actually have to use soapy water. Whereas a lot of other bottles, you'd probably have to clean daily. I did watch a documentary saying that there is so much mold and E. coli growing in our bottles, just a regular water bottle that we just fill up, if you are not cleaning it on a daily basis. Another reason why I purchased this bottle, not because I'm lazy, just because I like to have my bottles clean and it will be stink free, as they say, which is nice. And for me, I actually typically just wash this about every few days. Just because in my head, I think it's just better just to clean it that way. Everything you can wash, even the cap, which has the UV filter on the top. It is not dishwasher safe though. So those were the three things that LARQ is trying to achieve with this bottle. So let's talk a little bit about the features of this. This features an 18x8 stainless steel that is BPA free. It claims to keep your water cold for up to 24 hours. It has a detachable handle, a USB-C charging port, which is really nice, and the charge lasts about 2 weeks. And I would say that's pretty accurate. I may have gotten even longer than 2 weeks. I've had this bottle for about a month now. The size of the one that I'm using particularly is the 680 milliliter or 23 ounce bottle. There is another size as well. I believe it's about 1 liter if I'm not mistaken. The height of the bottle is 25.3 centimeters and the weight is 376 grams. The particular color for this water bottle is actually the Mojave Dune colorway. It was a new color that was actually featured and dropped this summer. They also have a whole bunch of other colors, I believe, that are coming out, but make sure you check their website. I just want to also show you the box that it came in. So here's the box here. And then this slides out like this. And then when you open it, it says, better hydration, better you. And then you open this up. Comes with this little starter guide type of thing here. Just has like your basic safety information. Also does come with a USB-C to USB-C cable, which is really nice that they feature that. No type of power adapter or anything. And then you just lift this top and that's where the bottle was in. So the packaging is really nice in my opinion. Kind of reminds me of like an Apple product, but I really liked the box. I wanted to show it because I know some people might be curious. And then there's just a whole bunch of information on the side. So I do want to mention again that I did purchase this off a Kickstarter and it cost me a lot more than probably what it costs now for retail just because of the American conversion. So I basically paid about $150 Canadian. That's after like the taxes, conversion and everything, just under $150, which is outrageous for a water bottle. I think right now if you go to their website, I think it's $125 Canadian and then plus tax. So it's roughly about the same. I paid around $106 USD and then with the conversion it came out to $150 with taxes and everything included. Shipping as well cost me money, so that's probably why it costs a little bit more. I think on the LARQ website, if you buy it now, it's probably free to ship for us Canadians. Just did a quick search just before making this video, but just keep that in mind. So let's talk about the pros and the cons for this bottle. Let's start off with the positives. So the first positive is that this is a beautifully designed bottle in my opinion. And I just really like the look of it. I love the color of it. Their logo there is super, super simple. And I really like that. The other thing that I like is that it has a really nice and big carrying strap here. This is also detachable, as I mentioned, and it's really easy to take off. So if you want to take it off during cleaning, you can. And if you just don't need the straps, then you can take them off. But I just tend to keep them on because for me, it's something that I like utilizing a lot. And I really like that it's not like a small little handle that's like really tiny. I can actually use my whole hand for this, which is really nice. The other thing is that it does actually help me drink a lot more water, which is the whole point of the bottle. And then the plus side to it is that it actually keeps my water clean and also keeps my bottle clean, so I don't have to clean it as often as I would for a regular reusable bottle. So those are kind of the pros that I really like about it. And then of course, you know, like the water reminders, as I said, I'm drinking more water and I like to see the tracking on it, which is really nice and super convenient for me. And I just have to remember to carry it around. That's the only thing for me. I'm trying to be more intentional with drinking more water and bringing this around because my problem is that I forget to bring this with me. So I'm trying to kind of train my brain to bring it with me. So those are the positives for me. The negatives, let's go into the negatives because there's actually quite a few for me, unfortunately, but let's dive into it. So in terms of negatives, there is a filter straw on this bottle. So as you can see, there's a filter right there. So when you have this in and you are drinking it out of the straw, it actually takes a little bit of effort because it has to go through that filter and up through the straw when you drink it. And then you do have to, you know, there's just a little bit of effort for that. And for me, I'm not really like one to like to drink out of a straw. I actually like to chug my water. And when I tried to chug with the straw initially, it was like leaking out of this little tiny hole up top here. And then I realized maybe like 1 or 2 weeks ago that maybe you have to take the straw out to actually chug it. And so I tried that, and then that totally worked, obviously, because there's nothing in the way of like preventing your water to come out. And I like that feature. However, when you take the straw out, the filter is out and you can't use the filter, which is a negative for me because that's kind of part of the whole reason why I bought this bottle. So when they did their advertising, I actually thought you could chug it with the straw somehow. I thought they were geniuses that thought of a way, but I think really you have to take the straw out to get that chug feature. For me, you can't chug it with the straw. The water doesn't come out fast enough. And so I just end up drinking it through the straw instead. So the other thing that is a negative for me is that when you have the filter straw in, if you can hear this, sometimes the filter is banging against the wall of the actual bottle when you have less water in it. For me, super annoying. I'm very like big on like repetitive sounds. So when I'm carrying this and you hear that, like for me, it's just a big no-no. So it looks like I'm probably end up going to take away the filter once the filter has expired. While we are talking about the filter here, the other thing I did want to mention is that you need to replace these filters every few months. A pack of 3 filters is about $30 Canadian, so each filter is $10 every 3 months. That kind of adds up a little bit in my opinion. That's just another thing that you have to add on in terms of the cost of it, is just because it's kind of a routine thing where you have to replace it. And your app actually tells you how long the filter has been old, so it will tell you like when to replace it. But to me, that's just another add-on that you need for a water bottle, which I think is kind of interesting. But just another added cost that I think you should be aware of. And the other thing I want to mention is that this cap here, sometimes when you drink out of this, after you drink out of it for a while and you're closing it, because it does get wet, I do find that it does get a little bit smelly. So I do have to clean that portion of the water bottle pretty often, just because of me drinking it as a straw. I don't know if I'm just using it as a chugger, it would smell as bad, but it does have a little bit of smell. And so usually I will just like kind of run it under the tap and use a little bit of soap. And that way the smell goes away. But that to me is kind of a negative because, you know, when you're drinking water, you don't want a weird smell while you're drinking the water. The other thing is they claim that it keeps your water bottle cold for 24 hours. I don't believe that at all. I put ice in here and within maybe an hour or two, the ice is completely gone and the water is cold, but it's not like ice cold where it's saying that it can keep it up for 24 hours. I don't believe that claim. I don't know if my water bottle is like a dud, but it does not keep my water bottle cold, not even for 12 hours. It kind of just becomes like a room temperature type of water after, like if I fill it up before I go to bed and I wake up, it's not cold at all. So LARQ kind of missed on that. I don't know what's happening. LARQ, if this is a dud, please let me know. I would like a replacement if possible, because I like my water super cold. And then the other thing is you can't put hot water into this because the UV filter fogs up and it doesn't work properly. And then you have the straw in there as well, which is a downside, because I know the Yetis, although it doesn't purify the water, you can put hot or cold in it, which is kind of convenient depending on where you are and what you are doing, just in my opinion. And then the last thing that I do want to mention is that, again, super expensive for a water bottle, but their water bottles were generally expensive to begin with, so I'm not super surprised. But just did want to mention that it is pricey for a water bottle, but there are features on here that are super convenient, and it just depends on how important it is for you to have clean water and to be able to get reminders and track the amount of water you are getting. Overall, would I buy this bottle again? Probably not. If I can go back in time, I probably would not buy this bottle. But I did see it on Kickstarter. I kind of left it. I like hummed and hawed about it. And then I actually just ended up getting it because I thought, why not? And I thought it'd be an interesting review to do. So I did purchase it. Again, spent about $150 Canadian, which is outrageous. Don't think it's worth that much. I don't even think it's really worth $100. but it kind of just depends on how much value you put into the features of this thing. For me, I'm gonna use it obviously because I purchased it, but not something that I'm gonna like go after for the next version. To be honest with you, I'm just gonna end up probably taking the filter out, which is like half the component of this bottle, and just have it like a chug style water bottle. They do just have regular water bottles as well, I believe. And then they just have ones that just do the UV filtration, don't have the straw. So, I mean, depends what you're really looking for, but definitely check out their website. I will leave it in the description box below. But I think that's it for today's video. Kind of a long video for just a simple water bottle like this. But let me know if you're gonna pick this up. Is this something that you think is worth your money? For me personally, I don't think it's worth that much. Maybe if it was like, I don't know, maybe $80, I would consider purchasing another one if the features were a lot better. But as you know, the days go on, things get more expensive in our society. But again, for me, not something that I will purchase again. But if you do have questions about this bottle, I will try my best to answer any questions you leave in the comment box below. And that's it for today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace, bye. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out today's video. Please consider subscribing to see more content just like this. There is always more to see on my blog at www.writtenbyjess.com. Thank you for all your support, and we'll catch you in the next one.